Hey folks, Rob Flux here with another Real Deal in the Field, and today's story is a little bit different. We're on site and the developer who owns the site is not actually here, but instead we're here with the builders. We've got Nathan and Curtis, so we're going to find a little bit more behind the scenes about the building trade. Now this particular site actually has been owned since 2018, and when the site was constructed, the cost of construction then started to go through the roof with COVID and the like, and it's taken that long to get to the point where the project is now back into feasibility with the market actually uplifting. And so now these boys have now come on site and now they're I guess, helping to run the deal through. But this is one of the faster builds that I've seen in a while. So I want to talk a little bit about that. So firstly, what is the project? So 4 townhouses, I understand. What are they all?
Yeah, so 4 townhouses, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, extra living area upstairs, single garage, and it's format. You've got 2 duplexes, front unit faces to the front, and then the other units are pretty much the same unit layout.
So for everyone else out there, whilst they are technically duplexes, I guess townhouses in any other aspect. So I guess, but from a construction period, when COVID happened, a lot of the builder timelines, they used to be 6 months previously, and then they blew out to 12.
Yep.
And now a lot of builders are still holding on to that 12-month timeline. But you guys are setting a cracking pace here. So we were only 14 weeks into this build at this point?
Yeah, so 14 weeks. We started though on the 12th of December.
Yep.
We then had 3 weeks of Christmas. We had 3 weeks of wet weather in January. So as we counted, we're at about week 10 of production.
Week 10 of production. So so just to let you know that we can actually go super fast, what is the schedule, to get to completion?
About July.
About July. So give or take about 6 months. So comfortably 6 months. So what is the difference between how you can actually do that in 6 months and other builders that are actually holding on to 12? What are the processes and things that you guys are doing differently that the other guys aren't, or are they just being stubborn?
Oh, well, Nathan and I have a big focus on project management and scheduling. So we try and work with our trades and make sure that we're 1 week in front, 4 weeks in front, 3 months in front, so we know where our projects are sitting. And the other thing that we do is with power bills. They've got good, reliable trades with power bills as well. So when we phone up and say, hey, we need you in 2 weeks' time, they've got something else that's in 2 weeks, they come to us first.
And that's super important, folks. This is a people business. Looking after your people is always important. And if you are the developer, then your job is to actually look after these boys as well, so they can then look after their boys. So turn up with your beers on a Friday night and your pies at lunchtime, all that sort of stuff, and some coffees in the morning. Okay, so now with all of that said, you actually had some delays with regards to getting the construction certificate, as I understand. So what happened there?
Oh, I think it was just the project was pushed out. We tendered it in May last year, and then from then we didn't actually get a start. We had a soft start in November. We got the demolition guys in. We started on the 12th of December. But yeah, it was just that timeline, I think, with finance, with the construction certificate. Doing that looked at a lot of younger developers don't understand it. You got to get a contract. You got to get that all sorted before you can then go to your financier, and then they'll do the QS and do the final look. And that just took, 4 months. So, and
I guess from that timeline, you're talking about 10 weeks on site, starting on the 12th of December. You had Christmas in there. Did you only stop for Christmas Day? What happened there?
No, we stopped. We had a good break, good 2 week break actually. And then also the trades don't come back straight away either. So there was a bit of delay. I think we had a week or 2 weeks in the start of it where we couldn't get our slabs down, which we were ready, but the concreters were off. So once those slabs got down, it just skyrocketed.
Yeah. So the other thing, I guess that I wanted to talk a little bit about, one of the things that crept into the industry during the COVID process, because of the logistical supply chain issues, the rise and fall clause, because the cost of materials and that sort of thing, I guess, was going up and up and up. How do you guys counteract that?
Curtis is the money man. He looks after all the books and everything.
So we've done a couple of things. One is we work with the developer.
Yep.
It's a very open relationship. So there's a couple of instances where we said, hey, we've had a bit of an escalation on that. The kitchen's a good example. So we picked a comparable stone from a different supplier instead of Caesars, and we went YDO, and that allowed us, instead of coming back and putting our hand out, we kept that on budget, our budget, and then there's no chasing a variation. The other side of it is you build quick. The quicker you build, the less risk you're at of escalations. Escalations are a time-based thing. Normally in our industry, you get them guaranteed every 12 months. Sometimes most of them are March, April. a lot of range of that. The quicker you build, the less exposed you are to that. You take 18 months, 2 years on a build, that's at least 2 rounds of escalations guaranteed. And yeah, so the important thing is working with the developer, so they understand where we're getting pinched, and then seeing that through the process. We've charged variations, but it's literally been, we changed the doors. That was a client-driven variation, so that was a variation.
Yeah.
We charged variation for asbestos, which is normal, that's excluded for us. But other than that, we haven't had any variations because we haven't changed what we're building and the developer hasn't made any changes.
Yeah. So really, I guess the key important process out of that, when you combine both of those things together, your good project management skills, I guess, means that you can actually run a quick and efficient deal, which then, I guess, is what actually helps contain the cost. That also helps contain the costs for holding costs from the developer perspective. It also minimizes the risk, not just in the construction cost, but also knowing what market you're actually going to be selling into. So I guess from all round, that's, I guess, a good outcome. Any other tips and tricks that you'd like to throw out to the audience to say, in trying to engage a builder, what are the kind of things to actually look for?
I'd go for the last couple of projects, not just the clients, get key trades, get key suppliers, get them to tell them that they're going to ask you sticky questions, and make sure that they're well funded, that they're paying their trades, they're paying their suppliers, because if they're not, that behavior will continue. Quality of the build and speed of the build. So go and look at them yourself. And not necessarily the ones that tell you. You can go on to, there's a website, you can check the builder's license. On that check, you can check every single one that they've got a home warranty certificate issued on. You can go and look up all their builds and go to them. So you can do these things as a developer to actually run due diligence on your builder outside of even engaging with them.
Yeah, and I'd actually add to that. Go and actually go to some completed projects, especially if they're, I guess, a townhouse type project where they've got a common driveway. It's actually quite legal to actually walk on the common driveway sort of thing. So go and look at the finished product 2 or 3 years after completion and see how the quality of workmanship has actually stood up over time. The other thing that I would add, and you said paying your trades on time, when you're doing your site inspections, you're going to look for how clean is the site, and also how many tradies are actually working on site, because if you're not paying your bills on time, there just won't be any tradies around.
And to add to that, look at who the trades are and what they are. If they're well equipped and they're clean and they're not disheveled, they're not wearing thongs, they look like proper tradesmen. That's a genuine dead giveaway. If you go to a site and they've rocked up in a Holden Barina, you're kind of going, where's your tools, where's your equipment? And if they walk on the site, they're in thongs and shorts, you're not actually taking it seriously.
Yeah.
And that reflects on the builder and the quality of tradesmen they want to do.
Very good. So I hope you got plenty out of that, folks. Now, this particular deal, we will actually get, I guess, the developer, Sean, we'll actually get him, I'm putting him on record as a real deal presentation at some point, and in one of our Sydney meetups. We run these meetups all the way around the country, folks. We run them in Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, and Adelaide. You can turn up physically, or you can also live stream anywhere around the country. So thank you, Curtis.
Thank you, Rob.
Nathan, mate, thank you very much for sharing your story. Till then, bye for now, folks.